putting a great deal of hope in changing some of the temperament and attitudes of America. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with issues that my great-grandfather had to deal with.
Yeah.
So if electing Biden can bring about some level of change or some progress or us moving that needle, I'm all in.
Farrakhan?
Okay. Two things, right? First one, I wanted to go with Diane. When I first called, they were talking about the couple that's going to be speaking at the Republican GOP convention. My thing is, with that, I think they were right. In all honesty, if you understand the situation, those people, the protesters, were on private property. They went through a private streets gate that they saw open because they couldn't get to the governor's house the other way, and decided to walk through their property. So they came out with their guns and said, "Get off of my street, get off of my property. This is privately owned." I think that if I saw a couple of hundred people walking down coming through my private gate in a time where people are burning things up and wrecking people's property and stuff, I think I'm coming out with my guns too. I don't know about y'all. I'm coming out with mine like, yo, I don't know what y'all trying to do, but whatever you do, you ain't gonna do it here. That's one clear. Keep it moving.
Farrakhan, I believe one of the things you should actually give some consideration to is white privilege. Yes, white people have the privilege of coming out there with their AK-47s and their guns. You being a black man coming out with a gun against the people, you're going to be face down in the dirt.
Well, see, in Georgia, I can't say that. See, now, in New Jersey, yeah. All right, but it doesn't quite go that way.
You mean in Georgia, you don't think that black... Didn't we get a black man shot?
Let me prove that. You don't cut me off. I'm going to prove it. Because those black protesters that went down there after the Ahmaud Arbery situation, they were in the streets with their guns, and they didn't get locked up. See, the law can work both ways if you know how to play it. And when those people know how to play it, it doesn't hurt them either. So, no, I'm not going to use... So your argument, which you just said, was totally wrong. Really? Because there are plenty of examples of people, black people, pulling out their guns and walking down the street, and it was okay. No one stopped them. No one arrested them.
Really? Well, I love to see I really love. Do me a favor. Post the pictures that you have.
You'll do it. I'm not going to do your research for you.
Well, no. I'm just saying. Back up. Google. No, please don't interrupt me. Please interrupt you. Please don't interrupt me.
But you can't. But wait a minute. But you can't. But
you Google that.
Please Google it. Please.
Okay, but wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Armed protesters for Ahmaud Arbery. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
And that ends this conversation. Okay. And let's go on to the next thing I was going to say.
Well, wait a minute. Let him respond. But you can't. Wait a minute. But he was responding to you. You interrupted him, and then you say you want to move on to your next point. Let him respond.
Go ahead.
I would love for you to share with us, but you said you're not, the pictures of black people walking down the middle of the street in daylight protesting with guns. It contradicts that. No, please, let me finish. That there were white people doing it, and I did see that. There were white people crashing and looting, and I did see that. But for the most of it, in terms of that Republican spin, which basically we found out now is the Russian spin, they've basically been victimizing and villainizing black people who have been protesting it.
Okay, wait. This is what I will say in response to you. So you're telling me you didn't see the black people that went to the founding place of the Ku Klux Klan, whatever that house was. I don't know if that was Georgia. I think it was.
That's not the subject that we're talking about.
No, it is. You said black people walking down the street with guns, right? That's what they were doing.
Okay,
protesting the Arbery.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Wait.
Whether it's protesting Arbery or walking down the street with guns, that was the question. Can a black man come out with a gun? And you said white privilege allows that, and I said no. No, in certain states.
So I think right. So I try to keep us from like focusing on the micro. So before I address it, we have another caller. Caller, go.
Good morning, family. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good morning.
Oh my God! Woo! What a great show today. was something saying that. So first I want to say about 2 or 3 things before I get off. You guys hear me clear? 'Cause I'm driving. I didn't want to
A little fuzzy, but I'm trying to put you close to the microphone.
Let me pull over real fast. Hold on. I'm in my better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So what up, Diane? What up, Farrakhan? Okay. First and foremost, Joe Biden ain't changing nothing, man. Listen, anybody that believes that Joe Biden is going to stop racism is out of their doggone mind. If they think that Joe Biden is going to stop the structural racism, actually, Joe Biden's been in office. He's been in government for 50 years and nothing's changed. Donald Trump has been in office for 3.5 years, and you trying to compare his record to Donald Trump's record? I mean, Joe Biden's record? 50 years in government, one of the most vile, racist policymakers in the history of America is Joe Biden. Okay, that's my first point. Second point is, as far as black men walking down the street carrying guns, I'm in Georgia now as Eric and Diane, and I don't think Farrakhan is, but I moved to Georgia, Farrakhan, last 2 months ago. And you talking about Grandmaster Jay, who went up to Stone Mountain, and it was more than 500 men carrying weapons.
Say that again, brother. It's brother.
People.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm in Roswell, Georgia right now, and I walk down the street with my gun out. I'm telling you, it happens down here. That is one of the biggest lies that this government uses, primarily the liberals use against our people, is that they have us believing that this is just, having a gun. In New Jersey, it is almost impossible to see anybody that, unless they are in some form of law enforcement or or a homeowner having a weapon. In Georgia, everybody got guns out here.
Say this big Mike. The guy Mike that drives truck. What's happening? But can you do me a favor? Can you sing that in the Michael Jackson falsetto so maybe he'll hear it?
I put it in.
Okay. Right, because
listen, me and my two cousins, we just moved down here in the last 2 months. We go to the gun range every day. And when I got out here, the only thing I had to do was change over my ID and apply. And I had a gun, and I actually bought the gun the same day. It took 10 days to get my response back. And so everybody has guns out here. But that's one of the biggest lies that we've been fed by the northern liberals, is because they don't want us having them up there. So when I got down here, I was a little scared. Like, wow, I could just do that. It was like, man, listen, everybody got guns out here. But that's not the point. Joe Biden ain't changing nothing. He ain't going to do nothing. And quite honestly, I'm not afraid of 4 more years of Donald Trump. Because as a 44-year-old man, I'm not afraid of another 4 years of Donald Trump. I've already experienced 40 Trumps. 44 Trumps.
You saw 43 consecutive Trumps.
43
right?
consecutive
43
Trumps.
of them.
So I'm not afraid.
And we worried about one.
I'm not afraid. Actually, I am actually eager for. I want Donald Trump to destroy the Democratic Party. Honestly, I'm in conversation. I need the Democratic Party, who receives 90% of their black votes, to finally have some compassion for black people. The fact that they picked Jim Crow Joe Biden and Kamala Harris proves that they have zero compassion for black people. They have zero compassion for my ancestors. Zero compassion. Zero. Whatsoever. But it was good calling you guys. And I ain't been on this show in a couple months, but I want to thank you, man, for Eric for always keeping that show popping. I said, what is going? This show is popping today. So I had to call in. And but yeah, I don't believe that Joe Biden is going to change one thing. And actually, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, actually. I believe that it's going to get worse. If Joe Biden is elected, the so-called white Trump militia, they're going to go crazy. Listen, I saw more racism under Barack Obama than I saw over Donald Trump. That's my opinion. I saw more racism.
Brother Charles. Can you
Okay.
say that again?
Now,
Because I would love to know how Donald Trump is getting attributed all the racism of this country. How we're talking about. There were machine guns in front of the White House when Barack Obama, forget when he was president, when he was running for president. Do you remember how they came out?
Yeah. Oh, no. They actually tried to break in the White House. They actually, remember that guy that came up on the White House lawn? They had a guy that tried to break in the White House during Barack Obama's tenure. I saw Trayvon Martin get killed. I saw Sandra Bland. I saw almost every week. It seemed like every week somebody else was getting gunned down, man. A new person. And I'm not saying that we haven't seen some of those things, but what I often ask these here Joe Biden lovers is name one thing that Donald Trump went out of, specifically to harm black people.
Okay.
Name one thing. One
thing. You want me to name one thing?
Oh, we don't.
Because he's been president.
We've done that before since we've been president.
Okay.
Well, can I give you three?
I don't want to hear the Central Park Files. I want to hear something that happened when he was president. That he went out of his way to specifically harm black folks. Go ahead.
You want? I'll give you two. Okay. You don't have to worry. For you people who live in the suburbs, I have now put in an executive motion that they cannot do affordable living in your neighborhoods. Wow. Okay, that's against black people because most of the black people are getting.
Where is this document?
Where's this document? He did it on it. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Let him answer.
Listen, please, let me finish. Let me finish. I will put that on the Eric Dawson. I will share that on the Eric Dawson feed. The second thing, and most important, is COVID-19, which affects heavily the people of color in terms of death and affection.
Yo, that's the biggest lie.
The biggest lie. Brother, listen.
Let me ask you a question. COVID-19 came here allegedly from China. And somehow, that's what the narrative was. Yes or no?
No, it didn't.
It came from Wuhan.
No, the narrative is that it started in Wuhan. It came here from Italy.
And now you're going to shame black folks and say this is our fault. Black people listen, that is the same racist, white supremacist play 101 they've been running since the beginning of the time, man.
So now you're going to accuse me of being a black racist? Really?
No. What I'm saying is you are regurgitating white supremacist talking points.
I'm not. No. See, regurgitating white supremacist talking points is saying that
black people more.
Please, brother, can I answer your question without you interrupting me? Can I do that?
Go ahead.
Now, we've even talked about this on the show with research, with a person who is one of the experts in it. Now, it originated in China. It came to the U.S. from their DNA study from Europe. Now, the second thing and the second point, okay, is that yes, and people have went on the air and the press to actually show the facts that COVID-19 has a larger effect and contraction of people of color than it does on Europeans and whites.
They said the same thing about HIV.
No, bruh.
The same thing about HIV, man.
Okay, so now you're going to change the subject? Listen.
I don't know personally, brother, but I know that neither one of us are doctors, right? So I'm not going to get into the inside baseball of whether or not COVID or whether or not listen, we ain't going to get into that part.
This is what the doctor said.
Listen, so you're going to blame Donald Trump because COVID affects black people more than other races. That's your
No, now you're changing the narrative.
I said name something that Donald Trump has done to black people exclusively. Exclusively. Joe Biden's crime law exclusively attacked black folks.
Well, the Joe
as a DA exclusively attacked black folks.
Listen,
something that Donald Trump went out of his way to do exclusively to just black folks. Now, what I will tell you is
I gave you two.
Equal opportunist. He's spreading the damn racism like mustard. Everybody getting a piece of it. Gay folks getting a piece of it. Immigrants getting a piece of it. Black folks and white folks. Donald Trump don't go out of his way to say, I'm only going to hurt black folks. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
other presidents went out of their way to exclusively attack black people. Exclusively.
That is the one thing. That is the one thing that you said was absolutely true. Because first and foremost, what you call the Joe Biden crime bill was not the Joe Biden crime bill. It was the Bill Clinton's crime bill. The second thing is this.
Okay, we have president. He don't write no damn
pause. Really? Pause.
Please, Joe. Right, to what you just said. Okay, the president didn't write the bill. He passed it.
Man, we ain't gonna listen.
Okay.
Listen, Eric, listen. I don't know where y'all felt this guy at, man, but this guy's wilding. He's bugging.
Wilding. Okay. So so what you're saying is that the facts in which everybody else is reading is totally different than the facts in which you're spewing.
All I have to do is listen. Listen. I'm gonna call back. Maybe this is our first time speaking. I don't know. But listen, this is not the first time that I've called in like this. I've been knowing Eric for over 35 years. So I'm going to call back. But what I want you to do is I want you to post every data point that you mentioned today on that page, and I'll be back. I'll call again.
Okay, have a blessed day.
So, yeah. Peace.
Thanks, Charles. Keep listening.
All right, Diane.
Hey, Chuck.
That'd be good.
Chuck, what kind of gun? What kind of gun? No, I want to know what kind of gun you have.
All right, peace, brother. Peace.
1 second.
What up?
What kind of gun do you have?
Eric?
Hello?
No, I said, what kind of gun do you have?
I bought a shotgun. I bought 2 nines.
Nice.
I'm ready to get a 40 with a extendo, but a lot of these
Would you stop with those little guns, man, and go get some big stuff? They got, I didn't even know this. Check this out. Y'all can have, what you call it? I saw a dude with the rocket launcher. I called my brother like, yo, y'all can have rocket launchers?
A lot of these stores, listen.
First of all,
Unfortunately,
what are you buying this for, Charles? What you buying?
What am I buying them for?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm buying because everybody else got them. That's why I'm buying.
Hey,
I'm
listen.
gonna tell you the facts. I voted for Barack Obama because he was black.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a gun because everybody else got it.
And that part is true. That part is true.
Because Charles, I think that part everybody else got them. You brought them because it's your right. Say it like the NRA say, because it's your right to get one.
Listen. They got guns at church. People pulling out guns at church guns. Everywhere I go.
Hey, y'all don't like the service. Goodbye, pastors.
Everywhere I go. But honestly,
by the way, Charles, I gotta admit another thing. That other thing that you said was absolutely true. Majority of the first-time voters for Barack Obama on his first term voted for history. The majority of them voted on his second. No, and on the second term they voted because he was making a change.
I didn't vote for him the second time. What's your name, man? Because I don't want to keep calling you
Vincent. I'm Vincent Squire. Yes.
All right, Vincent. Listen, Vincent. I was one of the biggest Barack Obama supporters in North America the first time he ran. I was in Georgia the first time that he ran. I went to the inauguration. I did it all. I made videos on YouTube. I was the biggest Barack Obama supporter in the world. I cried, man. I tried to vote 3 different times. This is how bad it was, man. I was on social media fighting people, calling them coons, calling them all kind of names, saying, if you don't vote for Barack Obama, shame on you. I was that person. The second go round, I saw the light. I said, I'm not doing this no more, man. I'm not doing this no more, brother. So what I found out was that there was a lot of symbolism going on, and actually, I saw more racism under Barack Obama than I did even under George Bush. Now, maybe it was because my third eye was open and I was expecting things, but I believe, this is my personal belief, that Barack Obama raised the bar. The Kamala Harris fallout right now is a direct correlation to the Barack Obama fallout. Barack Obama woke black folks up, man. He woke us up.
George,
we don't accept anything else.
George, can I say this? And because you're asking me, Charles, I'm sorry, Charles. I agree.
Damn.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Your mic is coming in broken up. I can't hear you.
My mic is fine. Charles, have you watched the DNC convention the last 2 days?
Yeah.
What do you think about last night? The back-to-back series of these videos, these emotional videos.
I hate it. It is pandering. Listen, the fact that Joe Biden had to talk to Cardi B about his policies. I mean, if people are not awakened by those kind of things, the choir, the soul music, these emotional Black Lives Matter videos, it is absolute garbage. The racial wealth gap. No one is talking about the racial wealth gap.
I am.
No one is talking about.
Yes, he is.
No one. No. Listen.
Yeah,
I mean, for real.
No, for real.
No fake talk. Listen to me, man. Listen.
Go ahead.
No one is having a real comprehensive, articulate academic conversation about the racial wealth gap. Not these talking points they steal from William Darity and Yvette Cardinal. Not that. The real stuff. The real conversation. There's another conversation that I want to add on to. Currently, Black and brown parents, and I hate using that conversation point of Black and brown, but I'm just going to use it. Black and brown parents right now are now engulfed in a dichotomy, right, that says A or B. Send your kids to school to get exposed to COVID, or keep your kids home today and let them learn via virtual learning. Mm-hmm. What kind of choice is that? Both of the choices are actually bad. One, you want to, if you look into some of these urban centers and look at what the design is for kids to go back to school, it's nothing more than prison. 6 feet of separation, mask all day, inside of a glass cubicle. So the average parent's going to say, no, I don't want to do that. So they're going to fall into the fray. They're going to say, guess what? Keep my kid home. Now, how many parents are going to be able to watch their child? How many parents are qualified to educate their child? How many parents have the educational supports in their house to facilitate that curriculum, to facilitate that learning experience? Who can do that? Now, you know what the parents are doing?
I know you have school-age kids. What's going on with Georgia? What are you and your wife deciding to do?
Guess what? I have the educational supports to facilitate that in my house. I can do it. I'm a former teacher. So I don't suffer from that issue. What I'm saying is, I've witnessed my nieces and my nephews and my friends' kids. They're sitting home right now playing TikTok. They're on TikTok. They're not doing no damn work. Pardon my French. They're not focused. Right. Their home is no way to conduct some. I mean, this is not a educational platform. This is not a classroom. So now you got these kids gonna be sitting home. Their parents gonna be sitting home. They are also watching their computer, so they don't have the time to really observe. So, but
you know what's interesting?
That's a real issue.
You know what's interesting in what you say, Charles, is over the last 2 days with the DNC, they have not addressed the fact that the educational system has been turned upside down in any way that they're going to provide resources for these students at home or create any type of educational student pods for these kids to learn while they're in the household. They have completely glossed over it, and the DNC is completely pointing fingers at Trump, but they haven't really talked about any solutions that they're planning to bring to the table immediately.
Yeah.
Because election is in November, but kids are in school now. And kids are starting to go back to school now.
Hey, Charles. Yes, sir. Charles, to ask you a question, right? Because you are an educator or a former educator. How do you? I have a problem. I like the concept. I think that it's time we progress to this at-home remote learning or whatever. I feel like our current educational structure is too old. It's too outdated. We have not updated it. We have not modernized it. It's designed, our schooling that we currently have been going through for these children is designed around the agricultural development of this country.
Can somebody mute their phone? I can't hear what Farrakhan's saying. There's something in the background. Phone ringing or something.
Yeah, there's something. I hear it. But so for me, I'm welcoming this change. I just want to see it done properly. I don't think that kids need to be going out the house for school anyway at this point. I think that we should have long since developed a different method of educating our youth. Right? We are still educating our youth the same way they did in Little House on the Prairie. I know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like they wrote with feathers. Okay? Today we use pens or we're using laptops or whatever. we have to progress this.
But at the same time,
Farrakhan,
you already know, right? Because we chose to send our children to charter schools. We chose to send our children to private schools. Parents who are in the know have already exercised their educational choice. What I'm saying is, I'm speaking on behalf of these parents that didn't vote for me. Listen, I ran for school board twice when I was in the city of North, right? And these are the same parents that didn't vote for me because and I had to respect it. I didn't get mad and say, oh, I'm not going to help you because you didn't vote for me. I said, oh, I understand now. This is your choice. And just like my choice was to support charter schools and to support alternative means of education, I don't get mad. But at the same time, I'm advocating for them right now. What the hell is going on?
I agree.
Sticking up for them.
I agree.
Public school board. Where are these urban mayors? Why is that not
They're not there.
Concerned?
They're not there.
Joe Biden, his first press conference with Kamala Harris, he raised 3 points. He said these are the things that I'm passionate about. He said LGBTQ bathrooms for K through 12 students. He said that was his problem. He said mandatory vaccines and mandatory testing. Those are his 3 topics. Those are his 3 most important issues. That was his first press conference when he announced Kamala Harris.
Charles, let me say this, and I'm going to do it in 2 minutes or less. Okay. First and foremost, one of the questions you posted was, what did Donald Trump do to actually affect black people? Them being locked up in their home had a huge effect. Now, the second thing. No, please. Okay, we're not going to revisit. Hold on, we're not. Let me finish because I don't want to revisit that. Please, let me finish. Okay, if I can say whatever I want to say, could you let Charles? If I can say whatever I want to say, could you please let me say it? Okay.
I'm trying to help you, man.
Okay. Well, you can help me by letting Charles. You can help me by letting me talk.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. The second point. Okay, it is this, and you're an educator, and you ran for school board. One of the biggest problems that we have with our children doing distance learning was the same problem we had with our failed school systems. A lot of it has to do with now parents have to take a direct approach at their children's education, and a lot of them are ill-equipped to do that. And that's one of the biggest things. The third point that I actually like to make, and I'll say it really simple, you have to go and Google and read the Joe Biden's agenda. It covers now distance learning. It covers tuition. It covers college. It covers post-secondary and vocational. It covers economic growth for people of color and stimulus. They even touch on reparations. You really have to read.
Listen, Vincent. I'm going to say this to you again, Vincent. I don't know you very well. I'm going to respect you because you're on Eric's show. Eric is my brother. I've known him for 35 years, if not longer. I'm 44. So that means if I've been knowing Eric for 35 years, that means he's my family, okay? I'm going to respect his show right now. But, brother, you are talking off the wall, and you need to go back and you need to really look at some of those documents that you've been speaking on because that's not the fact.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
Listen.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have openly, both of them, denounced reparations for black folks. This is a fact.
I'm not disputing that.
Listen. This is a fact. This is not something that I'm making up. This is a fact. They both have denounced openly supporting reparations for ADOS and SBA. Both. They are staunch opponents of that. Okay? The same thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Governors of New Jersey, California, New York, and Illinois are largely responsible for people staying home right now due to COVID-19. It's not Donald Trump. Now listen, I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I'm not going to sit there and lie. Ron Baraka is doing more in the city of. Listen, Ron Baraka is doing more in the city of Newark to keep folks home, to keep folks out of business. The cities of New York City, Philadelphia, Chicago, Los Angeles. Listen, I've been traveling. I've been to 17 states in the last 3 months. Vincent, 17 states, man. I've been traveling and I've seen COVID in different places. There's nothing like the COVID correctional control that has been instituted in the city of Newark, the city of New York City. They don't have COVID checkpoints in Georgia. There's no COVID checkpoints.
Now, can I?
That's Murphy and that's Baraka and that's De Blasio. They are taking the charge of this thing, man. You can't blame Trump for that.
Now, can I? First and foremost on your comment. First comment is this: you cannot dispute what I've read when you have not read it, and you're an educator.
I read it.
Okay. So you read it and you did not get the part about them and what they talked about with disparity, with disparities ranging from food and medical and all of that is in the agenda. So if you read that, then we shouldn't be having this conversation. Please let me finish. Charles, you won't let me. Charles, please let me finish.
Vincent, please stop. Stop doing that. Stop.
When you use words like people of color, Vincent, you're not talking about black people, man. When you say things like, listen, man, listen.
How do you know what I'm talking about when I use my words? That's not the conversation indicative of an educator.
Doctor,
Turn your radio down, caller.
are you familiar with that term, doctor?
I'm familiar with the term doctor, but it depends on how you talk about it and the direction which you're using.
Specifically, who is DACA created for? Was it created for black people? Was it created for white people, orange people? Who was DACA created for?
Okay, DACA.
When those lawmakers wrote DACA into law, who was it specifically designed to impact?
DACA was specifically designed to impact the dreamers or the children of immigrants.
Who are the dreamers? The who?
The dreamers, the children of immigrants who dream to be.
You're right. You see, the children of immigrants, not colored people, not purple people. Specific, Vincent. This is
Charles,
a specific agenda.
Specifically, we're changing. Charles.
Orange people, purple people. No, we are the builders of this here nation, and I refuse to keep sharing my blood lineage and my equity with everybody else.
Okay,
so nobody else do that for us, man.
Charles, first, we're going down a rabbit hole because you're changing the actual, changing the narrative. No, please, don't interrupt me. Please, can you, because I let you, I said people of color.
I'm going to have to ask
who the hell are people of color? It's not black folks.
Headache. 1 second, Charles.
No, we have another caller, Diane. Let's take this other call. Call
okay,
down.
Let's take the caller, Vincent, please.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Vincent.
Big Will.
Charles, and good morning, Eric.
Good morning, man.
I've been hearing this conversation. Okay.
Do you have a headache too, Will?
Yeah. I've been hearing this conversation, and I'm kind of clueless. Okay. Like I said yesterday, Eric, I've been watching this Democratic Party convention. Okay. The slogan of the Democratic Party is "We the People." Okay, we the people. We knew Trump. Trump knew back in January that this virus hit. So what did he do, Charles? What did he do? He shut down the government a couple years ago. That's on his watch. The virus is here on his watch. Okay. So who do we blame? Do we blame Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? Do we blame them? That's what I want to know.
Hey, Will.
Has the government ever been shut down before? I gave you a chance to let me speak. Okay, I've heard your point, and let me speak. Okay, I'm a Democrat. We the people. That's our slogan. So this virus, this president knew back in January that this stuff was going on, and he killed 15,000 people in Thursday. So the urban mayors, you made us desperate about what the urban mayors are doing. What my mayor is doing, he provided testing and provided food giveaway there were people starving and they're trapped in their houses. And that's what the Democrats do. That's what the Democrats do. And I'm a Democratic committee person. And I'm sick and tired of people attacking urban mayors because you don't know what you're talking about. Urban mayors, they did a tremendous job.
And our governors doing it.
Urban mayors are slave catchers and poverty catchers.
That's what it is. And I'm gonna
listen. Let me ask you a question. Name one city that is being run by urban mayors where black people are doing well.
Hey, first of all, in Orange, okay? In Orange, okay? You're clueless, brother. You live in Georgia. In Georgia, the state of Georgia is infected. It's infected, man. You don't know what you're talking about, urban mayor.
And I also
you ran for school board. What about Orange? What about Orange?
Probably listen. If you are a Democratic,
I'm a committee person. I've been a committee person since 2000. Say it again.
Get out of here with that mess, man. Listen, hey, I know all about it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know all about that stuff. Listen,
if you know all of it, Charles, if you know all about it,
Stars, North Irvington are all squalor for black folks, man. Black folks is in poverty in them places, man. Poverty.
I've been living in Orange since I was born, and I'm a Caucasian, brother. I'm a Caucasian. I went to a black school. So I don't know what you're talking about.
What about Sanctuary?
Say it again?
What about Mechanic Street? What about Perot? What about...
Fine, I'm born and raised, my brother. We might know each other.
You don't know nothing about the hood, man. Nothing.
Oh, I know about the hood, man. Because you know why? Because you know why? I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat, my brother.
Listen, I don't care. I used to be one. I was one too. But I ain't one anymore.
Okay, but Charles,
let me explain. Let me explain to you. I've been in Orange all my life, brother. We all Democrats. Is going to do if he's reelected.
Charles, I never said I was Donald Trump fan. Never said I was. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. Black
I'll give you a chance, brother.
They are in hell right now, man. Every last one of them. I haven't been to one black city in America where black people are doing well. They're all in trouble. And they've been doing it.
You know why? You know why we're in trouble? Because we don't go out and vote. That's why.
Thank you.
That's the problem with us.
Who is we? I thought you was Caucasian.
I am Caucasian.
Listen, man. Ain't no we.
Listen. It's called we the people. That's the slogan. That is the slogan for the Democratic Party in this election.
And you're absolutely right, Will. You're absolutely right. One of the biggest faults. One of the biggest.
So Charles, let me ask you something, man. I respect. You know why? Because I've been following you. You ran for school board, and I respect that. So it's nothing personal, but we do have a lot of problems in this country. We have a guy that's in the White House. He's changing things. We got to change. It's called We the People. So this is what we fight about all the time. Me and Eric. We go a long way back, man. Way back. I might know you, and you might know me. You know me.
But you know what? But you know what, Will? But this is what. But Will. Will.
So Charles, let me finish it.
No, this is Eric.
So he's in Jersey. You in Atlanta, and I'm in Jersey.
Yeah.
So you fighting down there, we fighting up there. To keep people alive, to keep our kids safe, right?
I was elected district leader at 18 years old, man. I've been involved in the Democratic Party my entire life, man.
I understand that. I believe it,
man. Listen, my grandfather helped organize the March on Washington, man. I believe it. My entire life, I was a Democrat. Eric will tell you this. I worked on Murphy's campaign.
I'll tell you, hey, Charles.
I worked on Murphy's campaign.
Hey, Charles, give me a chance here.
Man. And they all garbage. All garbage, bro. All garbage. I know him personally. Raj Barak is my cousin, man. Garbage. We are family. His mother is my aunt. Garbage, bro. Garbage. North is garbage. Irvington, East Orange is garbage. Patterson.
Hey, gentlemen. Can I ask a question?
Come on.
How do we fix it? Gentlemen, how do we
Right.
fix this, Charles?
So,
no.
No.
Like I said, how do we fix this? Because what we've done now for 30 minutes
Right.
or so
All right.
is just
But wait.
congestion
But
to each other.
no.
I
But
think that now we have to fix this. That actively, Charles, if we say that we vote, right?
hello, caller.
Hey. we can really get to know each other, brother, because you know what the problem is? There's a virus going around this country, and it's affecting everybody's life.
Right.
And I disagree with our governor opening up the schools. I went to the school system. I know how it is, but I just don't like the situation. You know, it's killing people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I
well,
respect you, Charles.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's my whole point. Black and brown parents are now they getting nothing out of this, man. Nothing. They don't have a choice. I know. So because you know why? You know why I know? I'm gonna give you a solution, right? Listen. Down on Main Street in Orange, and a couple weeks ago, our mayor and our elected officials, if you ride down Main Street in Orange, New Jersey, right now, it's called Black Lives Matter. So it's right down on Main Street. I don't care about a Black Lives Matter sign, man. What about Black Lives Matter policy? I agree. Because you know I agree, my brother. I agree. Everything you're telling me. It is an issue of black economic empowerment is an issue of national security. Yep. These old bogies, these old rich Nancy Pelosi, been in office for 44 years, Joe Biden, they don't want to empower us. Because if they empower us, they show us over.
Right.
They show us for years, man.
Okay.
Guess what, man? I'm a term limit. So we go with the term limit, right?
All right, guys. All right. So
listen, and I truly believe that it's going to take us to actually detox from all of these political parties to start our own party up and get away from these folks, man. Because listen, for 50 and 60 years, ain't nothing changed, man. What has changed? What has changed from what Dr. King was talking about with the Poor People's Movement? A. Philip Randolph talking about leveraging the playing field for opportunities for income. What has changed since 1964?
Hey, Charles.
Nothing has changed.
So what you just said, you're dead right. We need our own party and our own system. But here's the problem. The people that we look to, and I'm going to give a perfect example. In Michelle Obama, the night before last, right? She said, don't do that. Right? She told us that voting for third party and all these parties that couldn't win was just damaging. See, and that, as long as the machine pushes that, and we believe it, we accept it, right? Then we will never believe or make a move for a choice that gives us the proper independence. Because we keep the one thing, I don't know if anybody felt like it, but I know I did. I felt that when I was watching the Democratic convention last night and night before, especially since now it's virtual and everybody's just doing these it felt like I was in a chapter out of 1984. Right? If you ever read the book, I felt like I was just being systematically told how to think and what to do. Right?
Well, you were, but
what angers me is this president knew back in January that this virus was coming at us, and he did nothing about it.
Right. So
here's the thing. In January, it was already too late. It was already too late.
What's your name, man?
Will,
how about you go on Congress.gov and see that the stimulus package for coronavirus was written in 2019?
How about Congress.gov? I'll check it out.
How about that? Because you want to talk about what Donald Trump knew. All of them knew. The coronavirus stimulus package, the proposal was written in 2019.
Call it go.
Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Jody. I don't know, Jody. Call on my personal phone so you can get in this call. Don't call on that line. Call on my personal phone.
Give me your number.
I'll inbox you.
All right.
Each other. I probably do know you. Probably do know me. I'm born and raised in Orange. You know what I mean? That's how it goes, man.
I was born and raised in the city of North. My grandfather was an organizer. My mother's an organizer. My entire family.
We've been on the front line together then.
Been on the front line since I was born.
I hear you.
And now I'm on the front line without the Democratic Party because I realize that they have been leading us to the slaughter. The slaughter, bro. The slaughter. Nothing has changed, man. Springfield Avenue looked the same as been looking my entire life. Jammed up, poverty, garbage everywhere. Some of them buildings have been abandoned since I was a child, and they still look the same way, man. Downtown's looking better, but what about the number blocks? What about Hootersville? What about South Orange Avenue? What about 15th Street, 9th Street, 8th Street, 7th Street, 20th Street? been looking the same way since Ken Gibson was mayor, Sharp James was mayor, Cory Booker was mayor, and now Ross Rock is mayor. Nothing.
Can I give you the administration's a little pass on all of that? Because while you are dead right, and you are dead right, Charles, a lot of it has to do with the people, right? What they do, what they want for themselves. And the only reason I say that, my barbershop is on 19th Street, right? I'm right in the heart I'm on 14th Avenue and 19th Street. I'm in the heart of the box, okay? I'm around the corner from this DNS, okay? So I'm part of it. And I can tell you one of the nastiest, dirtiest areas in the city of Newark is also one of the newest, right? If you look on my street, right, or where my barbershop is, down the street on 19th, it's 10 new houses that they've constructed since I've been here, right, since around 2005. They built these houses. And anybody will tell you in this area, that's the one area you don't want to walk from because they keep it wild, they keep it dirty. No matter what you give certain people with certain mindsets, they still destroy it. Now, I'm not giving the city a pass, but I'm just saying that I know out of all of this neighborhood, right, one of the worst parts to be in is the part they built up the newest. And that's a fact.
All right. Well, listen,
right?
guys.
Because they took people from down the hill, because a lot of that is
guys.
So they took a lot of Stella Wright, you know what I'm saying? They took a lot of Boyd Street and
right.
other blocks.
Okay, guys.
So they all came there, right?
Right.
And they treated it the exact same way.
All right. So listen.
They treated it the exact same way.
All right. So I've got other people trying to call, but I can't take the calls because my lines are full.
Drop off, man. Hey, Charles, man, good. God bless. Good luck, man. Okay? Take care of yourself down there in Georgia, man.
Listen, man, no harm intended. This is just how
no harm intended, my brother.
This is just how we get down. But I love my
Hey, listen, how we get down, man. So inbox me your information, man. We'll talk offline, man.
Thank you.
Okay, man.
Chuck, stay safe.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay safe down there, Charles.
All right, Jody, the lines are clear. Call in. Jody's been trying to call, and I could answer her call.
So, Ernest, in the midst of that, I sent you an article. Did you see the article I just sent you?
Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Jody. Hold on.
Guy that was holding the gun in Georgia.
All right.
But they also showed the fact that he was arrested.
All right, Jody.
Good morning, Eric.
I couldn't bring you in. My lines were all full. But go ahead.
It's okay. I took notes. I'm ready.
Uh-oh.
So, it's so strange to me, right, that Charles actually, in his soliloquy about why Trump should be, that he actually said, and I quote, "And the white militias of Donald Trump will go crazy like that is a problem." Nobody said anything. Nobody was like, what the hell? Nobody felt like that was crazy. But a reason why, because I took notes, rewinded it, listened to it again to make sure that my God hadn't forsaken me on that moment. And I quote, he was going off. He was on a rampage. He was saying, he said, I don't have a problem with Trump getting back in office. Trump ain't did nothing to me. But if he don't get elected, the white militias will go crazy. We'll be worse off. How in the hell doesn't that mean that we are in the epitome of the worst off we could ever get? That was the Negro scared of the white man and his guns. And so let's not stir it up more. He also talked about how when Obama was in office, that was the worst time that racism rolled up. Bing! Like, are we not captivating off of those moments? But that was an excuse. He was using that as a really talking point in order to say that this is all right. That's how abnormal our normal has gotten. That we're on a telephone, 6, 7 black people, men and women, intelligent people, allegedly intelligent people, and that we are thinking that Donald Trump getting into office and the white militias rising up to kill us all, that we should worry about that. No, I'm not worried about that. No, and that is the problem in this space. Right? He also asked Vincent about just come out of Donald Trump's mouth. That's how good that game is, right? That white supremacist game that he's so big Kamala Harris didn't only push in vaccinations. Do we not see his president on the television every damn day talking about vaccinations, and they're coming soon and they're coming rapidly? Like most black folks should line up for Donald Trump and take any vaccination that he backs, right? Nobody vaccinations, that whole issue of vaccinations, black folks been opting out of vaccinations for years. I have two brothers who have children who have never been vaccinated. Religious black groups have said we don't want vaccination. That ain't nothing new, but they use the Negroes new to say, hey, black folks, don't get vaccinations. That is not a new concept. That is not a new, black folks haven't dropped the ball on the failure and or the dangers and or the political and or the economic stimulus of a goddamn vaccination. Then, I know, I'm going on my notes. Okay, and then he used the word power. The Democratic Party ain't never empowered black folks. No party has ever empowered black folks. I am not a Joe Biden fan. At this point, from being on this show, the last, let's say, 6 days, hell, I done went from I'll vote for Donald Trump to Donald Duck to I don't know who I'm going to vote for to damn, Lord, am I going to, for the first time in my adult life, not vote? Because some of us have the tenacity to listen. We don't run. We don't block. We can argue an argument till it's gone if we have some historical context, some philosophical context, and God laid on our morals kind of context. Then Farrakhan said, this is so effing crazy to me. Listen, that conversation was such a message-based conversation. It's just a different message. When you talk about what we see, what we saw with the DNC, and how all of the parts of politics, he called and gave a political soliloquy of bullshit. Because once he said that the white supremacist malicious group was going to get us, if Trump got elected into office, we should have all tuned the hell out. That was a moment to tune the hell out. That's like saying, the KKK coming to get us, dog. We better let him stay in office. That is asinine. That is the problem with black folks. That we, for whatever bandwagon we on this month, or whatever financial self-interested moment we're in this month, we will message our people. We will message our people and actually say things. Who cares if you gun toting in Georgia, right? If the militia coming for you, you better, I'm like Farrakhan, he better buy some bigger guns because the white man coming to get him. Because Donald Trump needs to leave office because he has Chuck in that space. And that Chuck isn't ashamed as a black man, as an intelligent, educated black man, to get on any space. He ain't did nothing bad for us. I listened to Vincent give him. You said, what did he do against black folks? Vincent is absolutely right. While Black Lives Matter hasn't had one federal legislation change, maybe state by state, but at the federal level, where Black Lives Matter, that movement didn't change policy, right? Donald Trump initiated policy. Vincent is right that said that black folk can't move into white suburban neighborhoods. He said it and announced it on television and put the piece of paper up because he likes to show his signature and show where he signed the document. That is real. Vincent didn't lie on that. When Vincent said that president, right, put us in this conundrum of my baby at the computer that Chuck argued about, nobody did that but Donald Trump. That happened. That's real. We cannot lie and make that not happen for the purposes of your self-interested talking point. That's bullshit. I was so upset to hear that. I had said today I wasn't going to call in. I'm like, I'm going to give Diane a... Especially when everybody was screaming and Diane's head was spinning. I could hear it. I was going to give this a break, but that was bad. He needs to go
Caller, go.
First and foremost, Jody, I want to say thank you for keeping your ears open on the show, because you said that you kept your mind and your ears open to the point where you questioned your original position. So for that, I want to say thank you, because that's all I ever hope people do when they listen to the show, especially when I speak. Right. Secondly, I don't think that Brother Charles, and I don't want to speak for him, meant it in a way of being fearful of those black supremacists. I think that the point may have come off that way. I think that what he was basically saying is they are prepared to fight, and that black folks are not prepared. Let me finish. Right? They are prepared to fight, and black folks are not. And if we're not prepared to fight, then we're pause. See, you talk about the bait. You talk about making. You talking about making Diane's head spin, but you're doing it. See, Eric was really smart. Eric didn't accept my first phone call so that you could get your point across. So let me get mine. That's all. Right, and then I'll let you speak. Okay. Now, again, that's what I believe he meant. That's what I took from it. Now, if you took something different from it, that's your right, okay? But I would say that. And as far as with anything that I said, bottom line is this. We are being herded. And all that DNC did was it's designed right now to herd the most important have-to-have vote, the black vote. And that is what they're doing. And no, Donald Trump may not be talking about reparations, but guess what? He's also has. I haven't heard him say, "I ain't going to do reparations," but I have heard that from Joe Biden. Let me finish. I have heard that from Joe Biden. I have heard that from Kamala Harris. I have heard Kamala Harris at her own face say, "I ain't going to do nothing specifically for black people." You understand? See, they've integrated struggle. Right? I put up a post about this. They have now integrated the black struggle into the fullness of America. So now they're trying to say the things that we, housing, employment, healthcare, they're now integrated so that everybody can say they're part of that victim pool. Okay? But even though we are the biggest victims of the pool, right? We're the ones drowning the most. That way, they don't have to specify and do anything specific to save us. They say, no, that rising tides raise all boats. But guess what? It doesn't make the small boat or the boat that was drowning the most, it's equal to the other boats. It just keeps us all just going up. But we want equality. We want parity. Right? We need to stop saying equality. We need to start saying parity. Right? We need to say that if we're 14% of this nation, we should have 14% of the wealth. If we're 14% of this nation, then we should have 14% of the employment, 14% of the contracts, and so forth. That's parity. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting equality. Oh, you have a right to go and seek that money or seek those jobs, but doesn't mean you're going to get them. So you're not going to get those government contracts. See, and that's the problem. We keep letting these people, and like I said, I felt like I was in a page of 1984, the book, okay, when I'm sitting there and I'm watching this stuff on TV, and they're literally giving mind control, right? They're performing for you. If you don't think that Joe Biden last night was performing, that little classroom thing, she ain't been in 20 years, right? That's just performance, and we eat that up. And because we eat that up, we stay where we are. That's all I got.
Farrakhan, listen to this, right? That's politics. If anybody is like, when, Michelle Obama spoke the other night, and as a black woman, I was proud at just the cadence of her voice, knowing when to pitch it high and pitch it low. I love speeches. I love writing. I am a writer by nature. So the speech itself as a document, if I had to read it without her saying it, was one thing. But when someone has the ability to oratorily encompass a nation, oh yeah, I dig that, right? Did I say to myself fundamentally that everything she said was factual? Well, yeah, she did say facts, right? But it wasn't something that can swing my vote. I'm not that emotional. Hell, I'm going to be like Eric. I'm not emotional, but I'm damn sure passionate about the things that I believe in, right? I understand. We should all understand this is politics. That is what they are supposed to do. Let's be right, if the Democratic Party has in large part and historically been the getter of the black vote, they gonna go for that vote. If you a politician and you want to win an election, what in the hell else are you supposed to do? This isn't like as when you say mind control, are we that dumb to buy into that we are just that message based as a people that I take that and it's tugged on my heartstrings, so I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna vote for Joe Biden. No. It's not that complex, right? It's just politics. You said you saw that you felt like you were in 1984 because politics doesn't change much, right? It's the same old game played by the same old people in the same old space. At the end of the day, people then make their choice. Their choices should be made by a speech given on any night. Their choice should be made by research, finding out what is best in your interest. I think the greatest thing I learned talking to Eric was that I had to recognize that everyone has different interests. Eric's going to vote because he's going to vote his interest. I'm going to vote because I'm going to vote my interest. But I'm not going to vote based off of a heartstring pull. That's just ridiculous to believe.
No, and you know what? But you know what, Jody? This one, and Vincent, I know you're listening. You're not muted. If I mute you, I have to mute everybody. I can't mute individuals. But
I have my own mute on. I'm
right.
sorry.
So here's the deal, and this is why I keep saying, Donald Trump is going to win this election. See, I think that the Democratic Party believes, in Farrakhan, I agree with you, they're trying to herd black people as though we're monolithic in our thinking. And we're not. And so Jody just said exactly the truth. She's going to vote her interest. I'm going to vote my interest. Vincent's going to vote his interest. You're going to vote your interest. And the Democratic Party's not ready for that. See, the Democratic Party believe they're operating on a 2008 model where they looked and saw that they had elevated this black man and they had lines around the corner to come out and vote. And they said, you know what? Now we got the secret sauce to get the black community. The black community. See, again, monolithic, the black community.
Yeah.
And then they tried to do it in 2016 and it didn't work. Right? And now they're trying to do, I told you this yesterday, they're trying to do it again and it's not going to work. Black people don't see anything specific in it for them. That was why they did not come out in 2016. And again, they don't see anything specific for them. And so, Jody, yes, Donald Trump didn't talk about reparations, but Donald Trump's not trying to get the lion's share of the black vote. See, those people who are trying to get the lion's share of the black vote ain't talking about reparations. I think that's the point that Farrakhan and Charles are making, right? No, they don't give a damn that he's not saying it. They're looking and saying, hey, listen, Democrats, the secret sauce has to include reparations. Like, gotta include it. You don't include it, you ain't getting us. That's it. And so...
But you also have to remember, Biden just said it.
No. See, Diane, him saying it is like people painting Black Lives Matter on dirty streets where you're going to have chalk lines of black people who got murdered. See, it's not about him saying it. It's about him doing it. Don't say it, do it. So do it. So I want to see, he's got 70 plus days. I want to see something specific. That black people want tangibles. That is the uprising in the servants' quarters that is taking place right now. No more pandering. None. See,
exactly.
I'm telling you, Ayanna, listen, she said it. No more blackface without black voice. See, it's bubbling up, and I'm pissed with her because she's not honoring what she said. Now, and I want to get on AOC too about her pandering endorsement of Bernie Sanders. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Okay, but can I, if I could?
Oh yeah, I was just quiet the whole show. I just had to get that out.
And yeah, I mean, it was a very passionate show, and which I it does bring to the point that people are starting to experience some conviction. And one of the points that you made that I like to counter on, I went through, and as we know, I'm not a Biden, nor am I a Harris fan. But what I did do was do the research and look at what they were saying, and also being on the show and hearing what people said that we need in our community. When I looked at to his page in the Joe Biden agenda, it talked a lot about what we talked about. Him saying that this is what I'm going to do. Now, this could go a whole lot of ways, but we're saying what's in it for us to vote. It's in it for us to vote. Now, whether they do it or not, we will have to see after they get elected. Then we of course have that power to make another change.
Right. But Vincent, stop, Vincent. So, but I think that what Charles was saying is this: you have a guy who's been in office been in government for over 50 years. Over 50 years. So we just wanna wash away the fact that none of this mattered to him until now. Go ahead, caller. We got another caller. Caller, go. Hello?
I'm here.
Not the fact.
I got the call, so I just called back. I'm just listening.
It's not Eric. It's not. I understand what you're saying, and I do, and I'm with you. What I'm also saying to you is this: sometimes we may be looking for the revolution to be a bomb, but it could be just a matter of an actual pen stroke. I mean, I'm seeing that everything that we've seen that we need to be changed in, 90% of that is being addressed. And listen.
No, wait. Stop, Vincent. No. Vincent. I'm gonna give it back to you. But I'm not gonna let you just say that. When you say being addressed, I don't want you to say being talked about. Is that what you mean? It's okay. Tell me how it's being addressed.
No, what I'm saying being addressed, it's in his agenda, and that is what
that's being talked about. That's being talked about.
No. It's only being talked about because he's not in the office. Then if he's in office, we make sure that it goes to action. We hold him accountable for what he said.
We have to base Biden on his past experience. He's not a newbie. We can't say that for a new person coming in for the first time. He's been an elected official for 40 years. We have to base what he's going to do moving forward based on what he's been doing for the last 40 years. And what they have done in the last 2 days is pander to black people to say in every single photo, every time you see something, is Biden and Obama. Well, we've seen this before. And if they keep playing this, he will lose.
Well,
Obama and he has stopped the ground with Murphy. He's
right.
Listening to the congressman, and they lost because they do not address the black people concern.
And I'm telling you guys, watch out, because the big guilt trip is coming.
What I'm saying to you guys is that if you read the website, it addressed the concerns. And you're absolutely right. And Eric said the same thing. They have a model of pandering. That's politics, and that's understandable. The underlying thing is what I'm saying is look deep in what he is saying.
No, I don't want to. Listen.
No, we cannot change. We cannot say. I'm not. Please.
Biden, no, I'm not. You talked enough, Vincent. Biden has already said black people are not diverse, like Hispanic people. He's already said it. What more is there for to believe? He has nothing to say. He's spent the last 2 days in the convention, has had other people speak for him because we all know that he's teetering on dementia, so he can't have that conversation. So he's got everybody else not even there. He has not said.
We can't say two things, okay? We can't say that we are the same person that we were 40 years ago. All right? Nobody can say that. We have changed based on environment and experience.
Got it.
And we also can't say that he is teetering on dementia until we get medical proof.
Got it.
We have to let's look at what is written and let's hold that to the fire.
Right. We got another call. Caller, go.
Okay, Vincent, I just want to say this. Every Tuesday, we have the lady Deirdre on, right? and she's talking about what it takes to be qualified for a job, right? And I hear you most of the time agreeing with her. And a lot of it has to do with your past and how you present your past. But now you want to say for the number one most important position in the world, and surely in this country, the presidency, we can ignore the past history. We can ignore 50 years of nothing and all these particular issues that we're talking about, and still elect him, and then say, oh, if he gets the job and he doesn't do nothing, we can get rid of him in 4 years. That is insanity.
Well, it's not insanity.
That's what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is not insanity, and I'm far from it. Now, what I am saying to you is this. You are not the same person that you were 40 years ago. You have changed.
8 years old.
No, okay. Hey, congratulations. So you did grow and you did change. Okay? And that is what I'm saying. I'm also saying this, okay? And I want to make this abundantly clear. We have choices. But what side of history are we going to be with that choice? And what are we going to do to actually say that, okay, no one can help us, but we haven't given them the opportunity? No, but see, I can always let you finish.
Answer the question. Okay, just answer that one question for me, please. How old are you?
I'm 58.
You're 58.
Yes, I'm 58.
How much of a different person are you than you were at 35?
A heck of a different person. Because at 35, I was no. Let me answer your question, please.
I didn't say nothing. I just said okay.
Because at 35, I made more money in my life than anybody that I ever knew. And I was a staunch Republican from the age of 17. And I had the same conservative ideology and mindset, even down to black people, lives, and crime. I felt like if I could if I can work hard and invest in myself, I could make a better life. And I did do that. And I was upset that a lot of other people didn't do the same thing. And you know what? I didn't understand the black struggle in terms of crime until I was a victim of it. So yes, I have changed.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. And you did some work since then to show that you changed, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. Now I'm going to look at Joe Biden, who's been a politician since he was 35, and I haven't seen him since he was 35 change any of his work. He's still doing the same work that he did at 35 at 70 something. So you said 40 years ago.
No.
I'm only going to take your theory.
Yeah.
I'm taking your theory. Your theory is that the person
No. You're taking your theory.
You said that a person grows, that you're not the same person you were 40 years ago. So what I'm saying, I'm going to go back 40 years on this man's political record, and I'm going to see if he ever changed his pattern. And what I'm telling you is he hasn't. You can't show me a different Joe Biden, the politician, from 1972, which is the year I was born, which is when he got sworn in, or he got sworn in 73.
Well, let me bring this.
Hey, we're at 11:59, guys.
Let me bring this to your attention. Okay, one of the biggest changes I've seen in Joe Biden, because I live in Philadelphia and had businesses in Delaware, and he was the representative or senator there. One of the biggest things I've seen in him change was when he became vice president. The economic stimulus package was what they called Joe Biden the sheriff on. It was the most inclusive and diverse package of economic stimulus in our country. It did not go to one specific group. It did not go to billionaires it did not go to billionaires who were filing bankruptcy and getting millions. It went to everybody. It could not have been a more skillful level of Joe Biden.
All right.
Joe Biden has changed to the point of being what they consider to be a person. And here's the big problem.
All right, we're at 12 o'clock. We got to wind it down. Come on.
Wind it down. Here's the big problem with Joe Biden. Joe Biden gets along with everybody, so nobody actually agrees with him because of the people that he's allowed to get along with. And and everybody wants to divide him by the simple fact that he does this with that one and that one with the other.
All right.
And that's one of the biggest problems I see with him. But one of the other things that you haven't seen him change is his conviction. Whatever he's passionate about, he does.
All right. So, yeah, Diane.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right.
That's why she's the queen of the morning media.
Thank you guys for a passionate conversation. Jody Pittman takes copious notes, I tell you. I was listening to the pages turn. So she was actually reading off a page. I don't know if you guys noticed it.
But
she was actually turning pages. So she had been writing that stuff down. But you know what though?
I am so looking forward to these 71 days on your show. This show is fire lately.
Yeah.
Look, Jody, maybe if we had energy, we'll do a 24-hour show on the election.
I don't have the energy.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Yeah, I got to get down to Atlanta and go to the gun range with Charles. But hey, Farrakhan, but only if he buys a bazooka. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Get down to Atlanta where President Trump got everybody not wearing the mask. Please. But he wants to know what did Trump do to hurt black people.
Have a great day, guys.